How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video, and I wanted to talk about something a little bit different in this video, and it's not something that I usually cover. I don't normally talk about ways to make money in this game, and I don't usually make money making guides anymore. I used to make them in the past, but I kind of dropped them as it just wasn't something that I enjoyed making, and I felt like I was just reading stuff off the wiki and it just seemed effortless. So I always wanted to put a bit more effort into videos for you guys, but this is something that I've been doing quite a while in game. And to be honest, it's so good that I felt like it probably deserved a video, and I also wanted to share it with everybody that does watch this channel consistently. So hopefully you do enjoy the video, hopefully you find anything interesting from it, and if you do decide to go and give this a shot, I wish you good luck, and hopefully you manage to print as much money as pretty much I have, because that's what this boss does. It might as well just be printing money at this point. Now, while I'm editing, I just wanted to make it very, very clear that this video is probably going to be me talking and discussing a lot more than just a general money-making method that a lot of you guys are used to. I'm not going to be breaking it down like, do this, do this, do this. I'm just going to be discussing about the money-making method and talking about any tips that I have on it, and just talking about basically what I do as an average player. Anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of this video, which is going to be very different than my normal style, but hopefully you enjoy. Make sure to let me know in the comments, but let's get into the next bit, which I already recorded. But anyway, I'm going. Enjoy. So I'm not sure just yet whether there would have been footage of the thing that I am talking about behind that intro, but probably not. But if you haven't figured it out already, if I haven't shown you, then I am talking about ED1. Now, Seiryu pretty much prints money at this point, and the reason being is the scales that you get from Seiryu are currently about 950k each. 950k. Let's just have a think about that. In solo, you will get a minimum of 4 scales per kill. But there's a good chance that you're likely going to get more than that anyway, and there is a drop of up to 110 scales. However, this boss is something that I would suggest that you do as a solo boss, because it's going to make you a lot more money that way. If you come as a duo, you're going to get a lot less scales. Same goes with trio, but if you get 110 scales, that is about 107 mil going at the current prices. That is so much money. Of course, you can't expect to be getting that every time. It's not going to happen very often. That is very, very rare to hit 110. But that can be doubled as well. Of course, you get that 20% extra chance to double your items, and that can make a lot of money. However, let's not talk about the massive rare drops that you can get, because that's not the main reason you're going to be coming here. ED1 is consistent, incredible gold per hour. It is so good, it is incredibly reliable, and it's something that you will probably have a lot of fun doing as well. I love ED1. Maybe it's not for everybody, but if you're looking for a very, very good high gold income, consistent gold money making method, and you want to do bossing or something like that rather than maybe processing or AFKing somewhere, then you should definitely try ED1. So exactly how much money could you expect to be making then if you're not looking at the massive 110 drop very often? Well, like I said before, there is a minimum of 4 scales per run, and this is between 4 and 8 on the base drop, and then there is a second roll to determine exactly how much extra scales you're going to be getting. If you have the 20% chance to double the loot, then that can go up again as well, and what that means is on average every 1 in 5 drops you can expect the scales to pretty much double, and you'll be making a lot more money that way as well. Realistically, I would probably say that an average of 15 to 20 scales per hour could be expected, at least going off of the averages that I have had in the past and going off of what I have had in the recent loots that I have done. I do plan on doing a video to cover maybe like 100 kills all in one chest, and then you guys can see the loot from 100 ED1 runs, and that should be quite interesting. So let me know in the comments if you think that you would enjoy watching that and also finding out what the loot is. But going off of what I've got from talking to other people who have done a lot of ED1 and also from my own experiences, you can probably expect around about 15 to 20 mil an hour from running this at the speed that I do. Now, I make literally anywhere between 15 to 20 mil, and if I get a slightly lucky at all, between 20 and 30 mil an hour. I do 2.5 kills. And the reason I mentioned the half kills is purely because then once I do a reset and do another hour, it ends up being 5 kills in total rather than just 4. And of course, by the time you've done those 2 hours, that 5 kills does add up to a lot more, seeing as 1 kill could be either that jackpot or it could just be another 10 mil. But Seiryu and basically just running ED1 is an incredible consistent gold making method, and it is incredibly fun to do if you do enjoy EDs. Okay, so heads up for people who basically just wanted to watch the video to find out what boss I was talking about, what method it was, and just sort of hear any sort of numbers on amounts, my averages, all that sort of stuff. That's probably most of what you'll probably want to hear. However, if you want to hear anything about sort of any sort of tips and stuff that I do to increase my profit per hour at this boss, being an average player, I am not someone who can do like 4 runs an hour. I literally do 2.5. I'm going to be completely straight up and honest with you guys, but there is a few things that I do to make that a lot quicker, and there's a few things I've learned on the way. So if you're interested in hearing that, then do continue listening on, and also leave a like at this point in the video if you did enjoy it, if you're leaving now. But if not, then leave a like and come back and let's continue on. I will share a few things that help me speed up, and of course if you have any comments and stuff to share with me that could help me improve my speed and stuff, then hey, get in the comments, leave one, because I am still learning quite a lot about this boss and I am really enjoying it. So any tips and stuff, as you guys probably know who have watched any of my videos in the past, know that I love any tips, so do share them. Anyway, let's talk about some of the stuff that I do. Okay, so there's a few things that you can do in ED1 as a player that's basically on my skill to be able to increase your profits. The first one, like I said earlier on, is if you can only do 2 kills an hour, or even if you're only up to 1 at the moment. When I started doing ED1, I struggled to get more than 1 kill an hour, but I would always leave when I had like maybe 15-20 minutes left on my aura, and that's just a massive waste. So the first thing I would say is, if you've got time left on your aura and you plan on doing ED1 again or more in the future, then just push your dungeon as far as you can on that aura, and if you want to stop at Seiryu and do that another day, then at least when you come back it's already there and you have done that on aura, so it does save time. All of it adds up. Running elite dungeons does take time, and if you don't have that time like myself sometimes, it sometimes does help just to push that dungeon in and then get ready for you to jump in the very next time. You don't always have to start from the beginning. If you've got like 5 minutes left on your aura, you might as well use 5 minutes just to push through as fast as you can. The first boss is something that isn't all that too difficult to do. This is not going to be a guide, by the way. I don't want to be making guides on stuff because I am still learning bosses and I don't feel like I'm in a position to make guides for you guys, but I do feel like I am in a position to share tips as long as you guys know it's coming from someone who is still learning the dungeon and stuff like that as well. But the first boss is basically you're going to be placing smoke clouds in places that are convenient and don't cut yourself off. There is a big like hydro beam that you need to dodge. So basically when you get in, you're going to want to stand on the left side of the very first bit where you walk in. So imagine a line cutting that boss in half, stay on the left. As soon as that water beam starts, you're going to want to step to the right hand side. You can use soul split here, but it doesn't matter too much. And then when the smoke cloud does come on you, which is going to be a bar indicating below your health, as that gets lower, you want to place that in somewhere that you're not going to need to stand. Depending on your DPS, how fast you can clear this boss, your position that you place the smokes will probably change. People who are a lot faster than me at this boss can probably place them anywhere they like, as long as it doesn't cut them off, of course. Whereas I myself like to place them around the corners, around the sides, places I'm just not going to walk to, and make sure I've got enough space by the time the end of the boss fight is done. Of course, if you are on a DPS aura, this is going to be faster and a lot easier for you to do. There's going to be like one time through this fight with this guy that you do need to also prayer flick to melee. You know this because he like goes down and splashes in the water a little bit. So just chuck on melee prayer and then go back to range straight afterwards. Anyway, I literally only mentioned that boss because I struggled with him at first. For some reason, I really struggled to kill that boss. So if anyone was wondering, a lot of the struggle seems to just come from placement of the smokes, making sure you don't overrun yourself, and then just focusing on DPS as much as you can. But the next thing that I was going to talk about is skipping Masuta, to be honest, because he is very much just, the way I do it is probably not right at all, but just kite the hell out of him, make sure he can't spin on you. If he does get close to spin, then chuck on Devotion. That's all I'm going to talk about Masuta, but next is going to be Seiryu. Now, there's a few things that I learned from this boss that maybe you guys who are learning will not sort of think about. And when I saw somebody do it, it blew my mind. It was absolutely amazing, and I just was like, wow, okay, that makes full sense. Let's do that. Okay, so what am I talking about? With Seiryu, you are going to end up jumping on his back once you get his health to 7.2 million. It seems like he's got a lot of health. Don't worry, you don't have to kill all of that. But once you do reach that 7.2 million mark, you will be able to jump over the platform up onto his back, and there'll be 3 crystals there. Now, your goal is really going to be killing these as fast as possible, and it's that simple, kind of. Except there's a few things that are going to try and stop you. There's going to be some blobs coming from the middle of the room at some point during the time that you've jumped. If those reach Seiryu's head, they will be in uber heal and the crystals will pretty much go back to full health. There's not much you can do about it. If you do let them get there, that crystal is going to heal. So common practice for a new player is to jump up, kill one of the crystals as much as possible, jump down when the blobs get close, kill those off with a bit of AoE using things like chain or ricochet is really good, and then jumping back up and finishing off the crystal as much as you can. The only issue with this is by the time you've jumped down and jumped back up, you may only clear one crystal if your DPS isn't all that great. However, if you can kill one crystal before the blobs even reach the head, this is where the tip comes in, by the way. If you can kill one crystal before the first lot of blobs reach the head, you can then build up again your adrenaline on the second one. Don't worry about the fact that it's going to heal in a minute once the blobs reach. Don't jump down, don't kill the blobs. When the blobs have gotten to their 4th uber heal, you're going to want to drop Dominion Mines and then step back and do as much DPS as you can with Onslaught. This will allow you to get the second crystal to about half health. A good goal that I've noticed is around about 40 to 50k health. And then on the second set of blobs that does come out, you will get automatically thrown off his back and pulled down to the arena. Immediately freedom, go back around killing all the blobs, cycle back up to 7.2 mil health, jump back up, and repeat on the other side. Once you repeat on the other side, you should be able to kill that crystal off and then get back to the second crystal, which is now less than half health probably, and you can finish that off, getting you a much faster kill. But like I said, guys, this boss on 2.5 kills an hour for me is pretty much 20 mil an hour consistently, and that is so good. I really enjoy this fight. It is incredibly fun, and to be honest, it's taught me a lot with things like prayer flicking and 4-ticking. I've got a lot better on because killing the crystals with 4-ticking on magic is incredibly good. However, like I said, this boss is just basically incredible money. I didn't want to make a guide. I didn't want to bring this as a money-making guide or anything like the typical stuff that you would get from money-making guides and methods like that. I just wanted it to be basically a discussion, me sharing what I have been doing in-game with you guys, and hopefully, you know, you guys can now go and make some money as well. If you weren't aware of how much these scales were, the fact that they're over 950k at the moment is insane. Range is a very popular combat style at the moment, so the scales are definitely gone up by a hell of a lot, and you can go ahead and farm these. But of course, the fact that I have now shared this on YouTube, if this video does well at all, it may, you know, affect the market a little bit. But guys, I don't think that my small channel will affect the market all that much. Even if it does, at least I've shared something with you guys, and if these scales come down, then hey, the people who use range and Serenic a lot, then perfect, why not? Anyway guys, I know this video has been a hell of a lot different than my normal ones, probably kind of all over the place. Hopefully it was easy enough for you guys to follow and listen to. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and hopefully if you have any questions, you will ask me in the comments. I will happily reply to all comments as always, and don't worry if you think it is like a silly question or anything, just ask. I have loads of those questions myself anyway, so it doesn't matter whatsoever. If you have any tips for me doing ED1 at all, then do share them, because I would love to speed up my progress on this as well, maybe even push to be able to do 3 kills an hour. I'm sure that'll come with practice, but any tips are always welcome. If you enjoyed the video guys, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe if you are new, because this is kind of something that I might do more often if you guys seem to enjoy it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later guys. Bye. As always, thank you so much Andy V for being a member on the channel. I really do appreciate it, of course. And if there's anyone else who is interested in checking out the membership perks and stuff, there should be a join button next to the subscribe button, or a link in the description even. So if you're interested, take a look, see what perks you can get, and maybe you'll find something of interest.